You've just got to Japan, you're stressed, you're worried, the first hour you're in Japan you're like, what the hell do I do? What do I do with the airport customs and getting the Suica card and the cash, and how do I get to my hotel? Well, hey, don't worry, I've got you covered. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I really do appreciate you taking your time to watch this. If you're brand new, feel free to hit the subscribe button, as I've got a plethora of Japan content on the channel right now and also coming very soon. But this is your first hour in Japan, more specifically from Narita Airport. Now, I visited Japan for the first time ever from April 22nd up until May 6th of 2025 on my honeymoon with my wife Emma. I did a little bit of research beforehand and this helped me massively. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first up, you're going to want your passport. Now, of course, you should have one anyway before you're traveling. You're probably not going to get on a plane unless you have one. But this is also very integral as you go through the border and the customs. So for example, you're going to need this. They're going to want to ask to see your passport and your boarding pass, so make sure you hold onto your boarding pass. Now, while you're on the plane, you do also get a customs card to fill out, and you need to keep this for when you get to the airport security, because they're going to ask to see this card or this piece of paper you get given. Now, I do also know you can also do it on the official Visit Japan website. I didn't do it on the website, I just did it by the customs card, and I'll be honest with you, it wasn't really an issue whatsoever. It was equal as time as having done it on the website itself, and I know that because there was a queue of people also who had done it via the website previously, and they didn't actually get through any security pretty much any quicker than I did. So have this custom cards ready, make sure you know all the information you have. The primary thing that asks you here is if you're carrying more than 1 million yen or not. I wasn't, so the answer was obviously no. It'll ask you if you've got like a criminal record or criminal offences, that kind of stuff, so you obviously fill all that information in. Hopefully you haven't, and you should be okay. Now, you do also get another customs form, which again you should get on the plane, or you get when you get at the airport security. You need to fill both of these in because they will ask you for both forms, and you pretty much can't get any further and get out of the airport until you have those forms filled in. Now, when you get to Japan, or just before you get to Japan, you're also going to want to get an eSIM, because if you're using your mobile phone data, like I didn't, but I got a text when I landed to say that my mobile provider was going to charge £2.16 for every minute of data I used. So hell no, that was not happening. I actually used an app called Airalo, not sponsored or anything at all, but I used this app. I bought the 20 gig plan for about £20 or so before going to Japan. I activated it a day or two just before I got there, so it kicked in absolutely fine for when I did get into Japan, and it just meant I had internet with me at all times, which is very important, especially as we're going to touch into the further tips of how you're going to get to your hotel, for example. But this internet is really great as well, just in case you need any information, in case they may ask you some questions while you're on the plane or when you've just got into the airport and you need to check a few little details, maybe even heck your hotel name, because on the customs form it will ask you where you are staying, so you're going to need the hotel name and the address. So definitely get an eSIM before you get into Japan, because not everywhere in Japan has Wi-Fi. Now, once you've done the customs, once you've filled in the forms and you're through the security part of Japan, which to be honest it shouldn't really take too long, you're then going to have the next stage of, right, how am I going to get out of this airport? How do I get to my hotel, my capsule hotel, hostel, wherever you are staying? So the first thing you're going to want to do is, when you get to Japan, it has clear indicated signs that are in Japanese but also in English, so please don't stress that you can't read the signs, they're also in English. You're going to want to go to the machine and get a Suica card. Now, you can either get a physical card, which I've got, or you can download this on a mobile app. Usually on Apple and Android. I think it works better on Apple devices, but you get a Suica card or an IC card. They've got a few, but I got Suica, and this worked in Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka, so you don't have to worry about buying brand new cards or anything like that. It's all in here. Now, essentially this is going to be your pass to getting around Japan, whether you need to get one train, multiple trains, whatever this case should be. You're going to need one of these cards. Now, they're at the machine. You can start them up from only 1,000 yen and it goes all the way up to 10,000. Maybe you don't have a JR pass, which you may have previously got online, but these are very easy to get, completely free to get the card. You just got to top it up with the value, and this is going to be a lifeline. Now for me, to get from Narita to my hotel in Shinjuku, I had to get a Shinkansen. So firstly, it does require money on this card. I put 5,000 yen on just to start it up, and it also mean I also had money left for when I was going to go traveling over the next 2 weeks, at least to start me up. And you're not going to have to go back to the station, top it up again and again and again. 5,000 actually lasted me quite a long time. But also at the machine next to it does have Shinkansen tickets. Now if you haven't pre-booked these online, you can pre-book them online. I didn't, but I went to the machine, I typed in my destination, it told me the price, I paid the price. So I think in total with that ticket and this, it was about 3,000 yen for both of them, and this helped me get from Narita to my hotel. Now speaking of the tip that I mentioned just previously about the eSIM, that exactly guided me on how I'm going to get to my hotel and which exactly Shinkansen, like the platform I need to be on, the departure date and the time, and also tells you that if you miss that train, okay, well what other times does this train run? So this is really helpful to have. And also alongside that, you can also use Google Maps. Now Google Maps is also especially helpful to get around in Japan in general, so please have this downloaded already. But if you're struggling with directions, if you're struggling with talking with someone, I also recommend to download the Translate app or Google Translate, which also helps if you want to type in the text in English or whatever country you're from to Japanese. They show the Japanese colleague or worker, whoever's there, they'll be able to read the screen or play the voice, and it'll exactly translate it and they'll know exactly what to help you with. Because a lot of Japanese people I found had a lot of broken English. They could make out some words, so you can have kind of a very basic conversation if that, but it's just really helpful for situations like that. Now the other thing, another tip that I would honestly recommend is Japan is a very cash heavy society. And before going, at least here in the UK, the yen is actually really weak. For £1, I got about 188 yen, roughly 190. It really depends on the exchange rate. So definitely have cash with you. These Japanese yen is going to help you out massively when you come to pay at the machine, because they do have, ATMs in Japan you can use when you get there. But the issue is it does charge you a card transaction fee depending on which bank you are with. And the last thing you want is fees for every time you use the ATM machine or you actually use your debit card. And you can actually even get a better rate online to get your yen before using the card. But again, this can fluctuate between what banking establishment you are with. But honestly, cash is pretty much king in Japan, so get your yen. I would honestly advise beforehand. You're going to get a better rate, and also it just makes it easier when you get to the machine. You literally, for the Suica card, you just put the cash in, literally note in straight like that, done and dusted. It tells you on the screen how much you want to top up. You press the button, and you can also select the language for whichever language you have, so you can understand exactly what it says. So at this point, you're pretty much settled. You are sorted. You just need to know about the visa entry requirements, the passport control, and the customs forms you're going to need. Have some cash or a debit card or credit card where it has no fees, whatever you prefer. Get a Suica card either physically or on your mobile app, and also Google Maps and Translate for if you get stuck, because there is workers there that will help you. Everyone I talked to in Japan was absolutely helpful, but please don't stress. Just do a little bit of preparation beforehand, or save this video, use this video if you need to. And honestly, I did all these tips before going to Japan and got to the airport, and I found it a relatively stress-free experience. So I hope this really helps you. If it does, certainly give the video a big thumbs up. It helps push me out into the YouTube algorithm, and maybe other people like yourself who are going to Japan, or maybe just got to Japan, or watching this, maybe help you out for future tips as well. Also, if you've been in this predicament or you've struggled in this predicament before, certainly leave a comment as well of your experience, or if you have any questions in general about your trip upcoming to Japan and you want some advice from me, who's only been for one time and I've done a lot of research before going, I will more than gladly reply to every comment and love to help you out. If you guys don't already know, I do have a Patreon where you can see videos like this early before it actually hits YouTube. Feel free to join today from only £2 per month. The link for that is down below in the description box. And in the meantime, if this video was helpful for you, check out these other helpful Japan videos I've made right here. Have a bit of a deep dive. Till the next time that I see you guys, I'll be seeing you later.